All right, but here we are getting a game number 5. It is scarred up tier to tier. I don't know what voice I'm doing there. As we get into this final match, spawning in the top right side of the map, it's going to be the blue Protoss Neeb.
In the bottom left, as the green Zerg, it's Guru.
As worth noting, again, the prize money today, we had $100 contributed by Matcherino, so thank you and shout out to them. But also another 300 raised through you awesome fans who enjoyed watching the show today. So I do hope you guys are feeling mighty proud of yourselves right now. Because of your contributions through Matcherino, we've got $240+ for first place, $80+ for second place. Needless to say, both of these guys are walking away from this match, this last game in this best of 5, with some money in their pockets.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Now, it is Neeb's choice. He picked Orbital, so a nice plain map. I believe the maps we did not see ended up being Preon Terraces and Arena. Yeah, because we played in Detox first. Which, okay. Arena can really be here or there, I suppose, depending on what style you're wanting to play. Orbital being a lot like Dusk means, you know, maybe Neeb's really looking towards that late game once again. Now, Guru, I really liked that he swapped his styles last game. Like, he didn't wait for Lurkers, he didn't make 20 Lurkers and then try and play, like, a super long con. He just went with Hydras, and that worked out really, really well. And Neeb is not going to have to take that into consideration, because he might have been anticipating Guru going for Lurkers again, and that would have given him, you know, another minute of time to get 2 more Immortals, did more Storms, 24 charge lots. Like, that's a really big difference.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I guess to note and remark on, Neeb, he did want to watch the replay, right? So I'm curious what exactly he was looking for, because Guru has not exactly been changing up playstyles. He hasn't been doing anything super radical. In fact, I would argue the last game that we just played on Ruins was the most radical we've seen Guru play ever, because he did actually attack aggressively and fast rather than wait and get a Lurker army up.
Well, that might be exactly why he wanted to watch it. He dealt so well with the Lurker problem. The other game that he lost was that Laralac one, which, you know, that it started with like a Nexus going down and the whole lack of observers thing was just silly. But that last game, you know, they kind of slap you that hard, you know, right? Because Guru really did seem like a really good time taking down Neeb in that last game. You're going to have to be worried they're going to do it again. So you're going to want to watch and see, like, okay, what time did that hit? How much did he have to go fall back on? Oh, he had 5 bases. It's kind of impressive. Like, that type of stuff is important to learn if you expect it to happen again. Stargate opener, yet again, is a good catch-all. So not too surprised to see that. He's going to be able to continue scouting as well, which is going to be really important. One of the problems was probably that he didn't, just in general, didn't anticipate the Hydra bust, but also I'm not sure if he saw it, like literally saw it coming with Phoenixes. They were around the Zelnaga. I don't remember what they were scouting.
His opponent.
I think they were scouting that gold base.
Yeah, the gold, that's another really weird aspect of that game. Like, I wonder if what Neeb was looking for is actually just the timing in which the gold came down or something. I thought he had an eye on it, but again, like, there's 2 gold bases on this map, but you're probably not taking these ones either. I would be actually damn impressed if Neeb found Guru taking golds here. I guess one of the things to consider, though, for Orbital Shipyard, and maybe this is where this goes a little bit more favorable for Neeb, is the fact that this is a base where you don't easily expand to 4ths and 5ths. Like, Guru has been doing a lot of expansion, a lot of money, and that's where a lot of his powers come from. And this is a map where you're 4th or 5th.
First of all, thank you to Fearless AFX for just subscribing. New sub.
Is that the first new sub today?
I believe so.
Oh, Fearless AFX, let me get you your sub number.
All right.
1,167 strong. Thank you so much.
Nice. And then second of all, well, that's a good point, you know, like making it harder for Guru to take all those expansions. It does mean that Neeb can't take a 4th base either, which is the one thing Dusk Towers has over Orbital, is that 4th is easier. Not that 4th for Orbital is like super bad, it's just, it's not as easy. And that could be like a give and take, because, you know, the other problem, besides Guru just being the one to expand, has been Neeb has not had a lot of harassment himself. You know, there's been no Dark Shrine past that first game that's been stopping additional hatcheries. There's been no Zealot warp-ins on a pylon. There wasn't even that much Warp Prism play. I think he did some in one game, but obviously not very noteworthy, because I can't remember.
Well, that was a lot of A lot of queens responded to this pretty quickly, but I guess Guru did have a lot of these set up for the other games. I was actually just thinking on it. We had remarked on, I think, what was it, Dusk Towers? Whatever. There was like 5 spines in that natural base and a bunch of spores. Like, I really did like the static defense to stop Neeb's harass, because I guess Neeb, for everything I'm just thinking now, like everything I love of Neeb's play out of versus Zerg, out of versus Terran, out of versus Protoss even. Like, he gets away with Warp Prism a lot. And if you're just going to put that static defense down, yeah, it's going to be costly, but you also cut out like what is one of Neeb's greatest attributes. I mean, obviously can't afford to do it right now, but when you're on like 5 and 6 bases, not a bad investment. You know, actually, that reminds me, Golden was one of these players, because we used to talk about this in HOTS as well. Golden would do this really cool thing where he would build his Evo chambers specifically in a way that he could leave 2 spaces for spine crawlers to be SimCity'd in later on. And I always actually really liked that. I'm surprised more Zerg never caught on to that style.
I'm surprised none of the guys.
Ladies, one only stops because she's injected. There we go. Oh, what? No! Bitch! Get it out!
So, that all the guys that came over from Brood War didn't do that, because that's like, you know, pretty paramount in TVP over there as SimCity. But only Golden. Only Golden.
That spawning pool got kind of low. I was wondering if you would actually pull off or not. Jesus.
Yeah. Just a little misclick.
Yeah.
Which Neeb saw, so he's got embarrassed.
A little accident.
Yep. Alright, so not much else to talk about. Guru is going for, I guess, more roaches than we've really seen him go for. Oh, there's Lurker Den. These of the hide is already out. They're going across the map, but they weren't going to be able to do much. It is like, it's funny just that Guru has been really, really light on the roaches. I think in one game he only ever went for 4 Ravagers. So not even really roaches. Then another it was like, you know, 10 or 12. It's been a lot more about the Hydralisk and Lurkers for this guy. He's not upgrading his melee, at least not yet, which he's been doing, you know, relying on those lings eventually to start those counterattacks. He does like that. And it's just a slight change up. Slight. Neeb not changing much up at all. So going for Immortals, charge, what have you. Well, thank you, Fazig, for resubbing 7 months in a row.
Hype.
Clap, 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 clap.
Well, the army is still just moving around, but there's not really a lot to catch. If there's a fourth base down, we might see a little bit more pressure for Neeb. But the fact that he did very much intently go for this 3-base opener, it's not left him without production. He has an army to fight with. This isn't that awkward situation where Zerg comes in with 80 supply and the Protoss is on like 35. Like he's good to go with what he's got. Warp Prism play going to be coming in once again, and again, I really want to just drive this point home. Neeb is so good with his Warp Prism, and this got shut down by static defense. I would hope Guru recognizes that and does it again if he wants a chance to hold against Neeb. At the same time for Neeb, maybe gets game-ending damage done with this. Either way, the Zealot's going to take out a couple of these queens. More Zealots actually being warped in directly. They're all going to go for the Lurker Den. I mean, this thing takes a long time to rebuild, so this forces Guru to build really 5 Lurkers immediately.
I really liked that Focus Fire.
Yeah,
he's right. It's mostly time here. Like the Hydra's Den and then the Lurker Den. Did he get the upgrades for his Hydra's leads? Okay, he did get that. But it's still, it's gonna take a long time to recreate. And more importantly, he doesn't have to worry about Lurkers. You know, like you're not worrying, oh my god, when's 15 Lurkers coming in?
Yeah, I mean, like 5 got made, but yeah, he's not gonna have to worry about the mass amounts because Guru has been someone to play mass amounts of Lurkers. And we do have that static defense coming down to make sure that this doesn't go off so easily in the future.
There is that melee attack, by the way, which I do believe is going to be rather important as the game goes on, as Orbital Shipyard allows for more room to counterattack. As I see, like right now, you see Guru trying to pull to the left and pull to the right, push to the right, really, with most of his main army. Boots and overcharge, not many Lurkers, does not go well, and he backs off.
Ooh, catches a good chunk of the Hydras there as well.
Uh-oh. Does Neeb find a little bit of momentum here? The rest of the army for Neeb coming in here too, the one that was left off to the 4th base. Okay, he's not going to come to you.
I think he's just kind of idling for the time being. Maybe pick up an Overlord or 2. This isn't anything too imperative that he uses them, but not losing them is a pretty big deal. Meanwhile, I was reading this thing recently about Archons and how I guess Archons are supposed to be kind of a big deal. Like we watched StarCraft 2 happen, people make like 40, 50 Archons, who cares, right? But like in the lore of StarCraft 2, Archon's like a pretty big freaking deal. And someone posted this Reddit thread where I guess they went through all the books and all the mentions of Archons in the past. And there's like not that many, but it was kind of cool to see the dynamic of like what different Archons could do.
Oh, you mean they're like how rare they are?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that does sound familiar. I've read a lot of the books. Just I read them so long ago.
Like
but
this one Archon, there's like this one super
when you
Archon made out of
consider
like
it,
8 High Templar or something.
yeah, I remember that too. I didn't read that one, but when you consider it, it is two people kind of giving up their lives.
Yeah,
For the greater good. So
there was such a sad one where like it was a guy and a girl that were in love and they made the Archon and the girl disappeared. Like the consciousness wasn't there, so it's just like the guy basically fighting because he wanted to die and join her in death or something. Like it was like really sad. I'm like, wow, Archons are kind of a serious deal. I just saw them as like huge shield, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're always kind of they're like really scary, but they're also just kind of silly because their shields are like ultimate power and then like 10 health and they're gone.
The Archon though in the Legacy Voice cinematic was a badass. I'll tell you that much. Holy shit.
That was certainly true.
Also, Archons looked so much cooler with their attack. But anyways, hold that thought for now. Lurkers do get pushed back immediately. Some of them barely escaping with 1 health. Oh my god, their lives. I don't know how they got away with only 1 health, but it did. Charge lots will actually get the executing shots on a couple of them. Lurkers now no longer in play. Only Hydras and Roaches, and this is not too scary if Neeb wanted to fight, but he doesn't want to fight. He wants to back the hell away from this. Maybe put a stasis trap and run into it?
There's not much splash. There's no more charge lots. There's still so many immortals. Dear God.
God, it's like a hammer just locking down over and over and over again. This Warp Prism still set up on the side, but Queens have been picking off Zealots that tried to run by. More Lurkers currently morphing in. Of course, he gets a revelation to see that coming.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, he knew they took on the Lurker Den, and it really only did just finish right before the attack began. So it was awesome to have to not fight Lurkers, but it was also still like a lot of Hydras still do a lot of damage. And okay, now you have to go back to dealing with Lurkers and very high counts as well.
But there's the fleet beacon. And if this gets to that Mass Tempest situation again, I think we'll see Guru not have a good time all over again.
Yeah.
So, another thing about Templar, going back to the Legacy of the Void cinematic for a second, I think it would be kind of cool if you had if you had 2 options for Storm. And one was the clump, like the 3x3 square, and the other one was like a line, like just a straight line out, kind of like you saw them do in the cinematic.
Yeah, the cinematic.
I wonder how that would affect engagements, like where they could... Like, the way you could use that would be really cool.
I feel like, well, that's just a Colossus at a certain point, isn't it?
But the Colossus is left and right. The Templar, I was thinking more like
my
in
bad.
and out, you know?
It's like a Protoss Lurker.
Alright, anyways, yeah, that's actually kind of what I was thinking. Immortals are going to try and hold the line. Oracle's going to try and clean up those lings. Reinforcements are cut off, so Neeb is going to hold this location, and he does it damn well. +3 weapons, making sure everything here hits really hard. DT sniped the base in the bottom right while this goes on. Didn't even see those come out, but I guess that's the point of the unit.
Yeah. Well, this is what you were talking about early on. There wasn't much harassment in the last the last 4 games, rather. The Warp Prism got denied or wasn't really used, and then I don't remember seeing a Dark Shrine past the first game. Here, everything has been like improved upon for Neeb. Neeb's up to his own 5th base, and he's got this harassment going on.
But this is interesting because Neeb's not got disruptors to deal with what is 21 Lurkers.
Holy
I just want to emphasize that. 21 Lurkers.
That's where Tempest are hopefully going to come in.
Yeah, he's not actually, you know what? With all the Hydras becoming Lurkers, and I mean all the Hydras becoming Lurkers, there's really no anti-air here. It's like 3 Hydras and like 4 Queens. I mean, the Immortals could technically push into this, but the second he reveals this, and he does it, he sees, holy crap, that's a lot of Lurkers. You gotta back the hell away.
Guru's Ling run-bys aren't going to work. Neeb's already on top of that. He's learned. So that's a lot of flipping cannons. These also aren't that well upgraded. They're only at 1, 2...
Oh, the DTs are actually going to hold this. I was going to wonder, though, would it be better to put less cannons down but behind SimCity of gateways, or just more cannons?
Yes, I think the less cannons with gateways. But I guess they're also, you know, it could have been Lurkers. In that case, that would not have helped. Could have been Roaches running by. Oh, well. But that's certainly about a lot of time. The cannons just, they took out most of the Lings, so they were worth it. It just looked a little silly seeing all that go down.
Constantly casting Revelation on these Lurkers is a very important detail, because with this many in play, this is an insanely dangerous amount of Lurkers to lose track of. But you know what? I don't think Guru saw this Tempest transition coming at all. In fact, not even a scout in the main at any point this game, not even an Overseer up here. Wow. So playing completely blind into this. Oh my Jesus, he's not going to be able to deal with this. Like, the Lynx will be a little problematic, but the Tempest will take care of all those Lurkers with very little to no recourse.
He can't even remax on Hydras. He's such a small bank. The best he can hope for is literally running the Lurkers in, like Roach versus Beta mentality, and hoping that he can deal as much damage as possible.
I mean, backing away isn't a bad choice, but the question is, does Neeb actually chase? And I think if Neeb chases, Neeb's going to have a fantastic fight on his hands. Just don't over-dedicate. Don't walk into Lurkers.
Right, he's gonna be careful not to let his army get ahead of his Tempest, because Tempests are kind of slow. High Templars also could sacrifice themselves to get all the storms off. I mean, that might work too. There's a lot of High Templars with Storm,
Let's
but
not forget
really
about
the
these
Tempest
guys.
should just be free damage.
This is good. Messy if he wants to catch yourself a couple of units. Picking them up with the Phoenix wouldn't be too bad. But it's a slow bleed out. Ling's over here tagged, so he knows where those went. This wasn't a question of like where the army is, but it's how he wants to fight this. There's a lot of storms. There's currently 8 Templar, all fully energized, ready to go.
That is very, very scary. I think Guru feels that he's about to lose this game, but he's gonna hold on for a little while longer. He's got the Spire on the way, but he doesn't really have room or money to make that many Corruptors. Actually, supply is the biggest problem right now.
Feedback on the Queens too.
Damn, they exploded.
Yeah, they got space slammed. This one soccer at home is actually a pretty big deal. That's going to make sure these Lings don't run by. Cannons, a couple of overcharges. We'll see if this holds. The Oracle even triggers itself, and Guru's in a pretty bad spot. Neeb looking absolutely fantastic, but this happened again where Neeb can look ahead and still lose a game. That's how we got here to Game 5 after all. But I will say, the Golden Armada, while not 9 Tempest strong, is still looking like it's going to be too tough to break.
Oh, and if he splits his Lurker count, then that should be good enough for Neeb to push in.
DTC on another base.
Very nice. Very nice. Neeb is just taking the top left. The army is not going to the top left, too.
Oh, there's a
cancel
Templar
that
with storms.
6th, I believe. Yeah, cancel the 6th and just try and hold on to your 5th.
So a big part of that, what makes this scary is Neeb didn't know where it was safe to walk to. He's going to actually come in from behind with his main army. He'll take a great defensive fight to start with all these cannons and a couple of storms on top of the Hydras, and then come from behind and kill what little army is left at a Guru. And having killed those additional bases, he knows Guru's income's in the trash. Look at the income graph right now. Oh my god.
I just love how many cannons there were. They killed so many Hydras.
They did.
He should be able to get on top of these Lurkers. Again, this is half the
They're all
Lurkers
trapped.
that Guru actually has.
There's no recall. There's no Nidus Swarm for this. Like, everything up here is going to die. Does it trade out for a base? Okay, that's kind of cool, but Neeb's not hurting for cash here. He's actually got a nice bank built up behind this.
You could take a 5th and 6th again and be fine. He's building more Tempest. Guru's trying to get some type of army to help out here, but more cannons.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh lord, these
He's
Lings.
taking this harassment so seriously.
I mean, even the Lurkers might struggle here. They're gonna walk into the cannons.
They walked into it. There was like, who expected cannons to be there?
Who expects cannons to be Lurkers? GG, ladies and
GG.
gentlemen, Neeb, the 4-0, the Protoss god. This guy is so good. He will take the series, and he'll win the tournament off of that too. Congratulations to Neeb. Something like $240 combined with a tournament victory. That's gotta feel good. Okay, Neeb and Guru, make sure to sign up on the website. Guru, I will not take your prize money on your behalf again. You have to sign up on the website. For those who don't know, we couldn't get Guru to do anything last time, so we took the prize money and then I paid it out to him directly, but I don't want to take his prize money. He's got to actually do it himself. So I will just say this publicly. If Guru doesn't sign up for the Matcherino payouts, it's his fault that he gets no money. But we'll walk them through it. We'll try to take them, hand in hand. But we are going to go to a commercial break. We'll come back. We'll say our goodbyes. We'll talk about what's going on later, and we'll see you guys in 2 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. And we're here to say our goodbyes, but I want to ask a big favor of you guys, all right? This is actually, like, I'm begging and asking you to help us out with this, okay? So we did a lot of cool stuff with Matcherino today, and many of you guys used our promo code, and that was awesome to see. The next thing we're doing with Matcherino will be the Only Watch tournament coming up on April 7th. Actually, we might have another Matcherino Weekly before that. Okay, well, either way, what I'd like to do is, while we have you guys here, is help us out by going to the Matcherino page for Overwatch and help us get our promo codes going over there. So if you want to contribute $1 to the code, or excuse me, the tournament like we did for today, you can help us out over there. It won't cost you a single thing. I'm going to screen region this. We'll link this in chat. This is the Overwatch tournament we're throwing on April 7th, okay? If you guys can help us out, sign in with your Twitch name. It's not going to ask you for your PayPal. It's not going to take personal information. Sign in with Twitch. Go click Donate. The promo code for this is OnlyWatch. It'll create $1 on your behalf. And it comes from Matcherino. So you guys aren't paying any of this money yourself. This is coming out of Matcherino's pockets on your behalf. So please, guys, please, if you're willing to take a couple of seconds out of your day, it puts $1 into the prize pool over here. And we'll try and make the Only Watch tournament a really awesome big blowout show here as well. Overwatch is actually a really fun game. I've been enjoying it. I know not everybody has access to the beta, but when it comes live, I hope you guys will get a chance to play because it's a lot of fun. So again, I will link that in chat, but if you guys could help us out over there, it would be hugely, hugely beneficial. That being said, today wouldn't be possible without Matcherino. Woo! Last week we raised $500. This week we raised $420. And I gotta say, the more money we can bring to StarCraft 2 players, the happier I am. So thank you everybody for contributing today, and thank you Matcherino for making this all possible. Make sure to check out their website. One thing that's kind of cool about Matcherino that you guys might not be aware of, though, is that you can set up these matches yourselves. Like the way we host a tournament and create a prize funding page and all this, you can also do through their website. So like, let's say you're friends with, like Naniwa and Mara were streaming this today and casting it, right? Let's say you're friends with both of them and you wanted them to play a show match. You could set it up through Matcherino yourselves. You wouldn't need BaseTradeTV. You don't need Rifkin. You don't even need Matcherino to help you with it. You can do it yourself. And that's the whole point of what they want to do with their website. So hopefully we'll see some cool streamer show matches or something, more tournaments in the future through Matcherino. But again, thank you to them for sponsoring today. That being said, our channel is sponsored by some lovely people who we couldn't do things without. Yord, oh god, we got like $1,000 over there, guys, that we got to make a tournament with. Don't worry, we're still planning on it. I got to talk to Joey and get some finite details, but we got some really cool stuff planned over there. Corsair Gaming, without them, we wouldn't have these amazing headsets to cast with and hear each other in. And these headsets are actually amazing. I'm not even just blowing smoke up your ass. These are, without question, my favorite headsets I've ever owned. Chairs for gaming. Of course, if you guys like these chairs, if you like these sort of racing style DX racer chairs, you can get yours through Chairs for Gaming. Make sure to use the promo code BaseTradeTV. You'll get $20 off your purchase and free shipping and handling. And last but not least, G2A, guys. Buy some video games online, get it for cheap, help us out. Everyone makes money, and we all walk away happy. But that does end the cast. Now, I'm going to go play some Overwatch, but I imagine you probably want to go do something else, or do you want to join me?
I am going to be getting dinner.
That's perfectly fine. I envy that. I could use some dinner. But yeah, so I'm going to play some Overwatch on the channel. So if you guys want to stick around and hang out with me playing Overwatch, cool, 2 thumbs up. But if you don't and you're going to take off, I hope you have a wonderful freaking day. But Zombie Grub, if people did enjoy your casting and they want to follow you around and learn more about you, where can they do that?
You can follow me on Twitter at CG Gaming and on Twitch, Zombie Grub.
Cool beans. And of course, follow me on Twitter, Riff_Kings. But if you guys want to really help us out, make sure to follow the channel here on Twitch, and of course, potentially subscribe if you're willing. But I've got to go bundle up the replays from today. We actually didn't have that many replays because of the awkward downtime, but we will send out the replay packs. So if you guys enjoyed the cast, if you enjoyed the games, you'll get a chance to see them. But I'm going to swap over to Overwatch. So take care, Zombie Up. Thanks for casting. It's always a blast, and I'll see you tomorrow with the Corsair Cup.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.